have you ever wondered what does the CEO do all day long? I have. I think it's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, some people delved into it and figured it out for us. So
I'll tell you exactly what they do.
Tell us. What do they do?
What do they do?
So, in fact, they spend most of their time in meetings. Big surprise. So, actually, scholars at the London School of Economics and Harvard Business School logged what CEOs were doing over the course of a week. And in a 55-hour work week, they spent roughly 18 hours in meetings. To just sort of give that some context, they spent around 6 hours thinking on their own, 3 hours on the phone, and 5 hours at business meals.
Okay, now, Francesca, so water is wet, the sky is blue. We've learned that CEOs spend their time in meetings. Are we, given the compensation levels that we give these individuals, is it worth it?
Well, I know you're quite shocked by the news, right?
Yeah. Right.
But actually, it turns out that in some ways it is worth it, and actually meeting with internal folks is very, very beneficial for a company. They actually looked at a group of Italian CEOs, and they found that companies where the CEO met with his direct or her direct reports tended to be a little bit more profitable than those who met with outside folks such as clients.
All right, we've got a breakdown of the CEO's time on the screen here. We have 18 hours meetings, 20, I love some miscellaneous.
Lunches with the spouse, for example, exercise. Yeah. They all need to go to the gym and do several other important things. Working alone.
It's interesting, in your piece I wrote, I was struck how many of the CEOs said they want more time just to be able to think. And I think that's so interesting because people are so busy these days. They're on their phones, or they're in meetings, or on calls, emails. Yep. And they really wanted time just to think about, I guess, where the direction their company's going, outside the box, as they say.
If you think about it, everyone's pulling on them all the time. Yeah. And actually, there was a professor at Harvard Business School, Robert Kaplan, who had a really interesting idea. He said, instead of thinking of it in terms of time, think of it in terms of money. If someone came up to you and said, hey, Kelsey, can you give me $1? You'd really think twice before saying, well, of course. And yet, we're so quick to give people our time. So that's a really interesting way to start thinking about it.
And I was also impressed in your story that
it was Rachel Emma Silverman's story, I should point out. I was just the editor.
But these individuals work 55 hours a week. I mean, they put in some real time.
Some time, but it's not like it's 100 hours a week. Come on. They're still getting plenty of sleep, right?
Okay. And probably on a very comfortable mattress.
Yes, that's true. All right. Well, thank you so much. Very interesting story, and I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy reading that on WSJ.com. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.